Hi, welcome to Cute Things by Rebecca. I am Rebecca, and today we are going to make the Diamond Luna Inwoven. This is the newest version of the Luna, and it's two-sided with some diamonds on it. So I made them in vinyl. Now we're going to make one in woven, show you how it's done. There's a couple of different ways we can do it with woven. So we're going to be working with a 5x7 on this project. So what you want to do is cut your fabrics. I always cut my fabrics at 6x8. All my pieces. That way I know I have enough. Sometimes I just grab scraps. I don't even measure. I just know I have enough. But if your project is 5x7, you want to cut more than your project. So I have my front and back piece. I have some batting. I'm just using cotton batting. You can use fusible fleece or whatever if you want your bag a little poofy. I have a zipper longer than my project. I have a little tab. I think I put a little tab on it. And then I have two pieces of lining fabric. So let's get started. Grab the file for the back. We always want to do the back first. So go ahead and load that up. The first step is a placement step. I'm going to run that now and I will show you what it looks like. Okay, so there's the placement step. I'm trying to figure out what my camera is doing. I don't know what it's doing. I hope it's recording. Anyways, so now you want to just take your back main fabric, and if you're using batting or something to make it poofy, go ahead and lay that down and then lay your main fabric over that. So the next and last step for the back side of the bag will stitch the diamonds on there. I'm going to run that now and I'll show you what that looks like in just a second. Okay, so the back is now finished. We have our diamonds on there. So you just set this aside. Load up the front of the bag on your machine and run the first step on your stabilizer, the placement step. I'll be right back. Okay, so here's our placement step for the front of our bag. Now you just want to take your zipper and line the teeth up with that center line there. Secure it with tape and run the next step and it will secure the zipper onto the stabilizer. I will be right back. Okay, our zipper is secured on. Go ahead and turn your hoop to the back side and grab a lining piece and put your lining pretty side down and line it up to this bottom zipper line. Just make sure when you have your lining piece that when you fold it back down, it goes past the project here. You don't want to be left too short. So make sure your pieces are big enough, and since the bag is curvy, make sure your curves are going to be covered. So go ahead and line that up to that bottom zipper line and secure it with tape. And then turn it over. So you want your pretty side to be facing up towards you. Okay, so the front of the bag, there's a couple of different ways you can do woven. I'm going to do the ironed over version. So what I have done is I've taken my main front fabric and I've just ironed it over just a tad bit. And I'm putting batting on. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to tuck that batting and fold it under, and just place it under the, gosh, I'm like tongue twisted here. Put your batting up there and then fold your little ironed over piece over. And then what you want to do is just place that up to your zipper like so. And it will run that line and it will look like it's top stitched. So that's the way I'm going to do it. But if you didn't want to iron it over and you wanted to do the fold down over, what you would do is take your main fabric and you want it to be on the top side of your project, and you want it to be facing down. So like these two pieces, they would be right sides together. So you would just line up on that bottom of the zipper there, and then when it makes that line on the next step that we're going to do, it stops, and then you would take it and fold it over. And when you fold it over like so, don't pull it all the way down and flatten it. You want to, if you want the top stitch look, you just kind of want to gently just kind of make it to where it comes up to the zipper, so that when the stitches come around, you'll have a top stitch look. If you pull it down too hard, that the lines that come around again to secure everything will be like right up to the edge, and it's fine like that. But if you want that top stitching look, just kind of push it up so like it butts up after you've folded it down. But we're going to do it the easy way. We're just already have it ironed over, and we're going to butt it right up to the zipper and run that next step. I'm going to do that right now, and I'll show you what that looks like. So we ran that line, and now that is secured on as well as the lining. So the next step on the machine is going to just stitch a light stitch to hold this down so it doesn't shift or move when we're doing the quilting. So I'm going to run that step now. I'll be right back. Okay, so that's nice and secured on. Leave this lining still pulled up while we run the quilting step. After that, then we'll pull that lining down. Okay, so the diamonds are done. Now what you want to do is pull that lining fabric down. Let's tape out of my way. And go ahead and secure it with tape so it doesn't bunch up on you. And run the next step, and it's a light stitch. It's going to just stitch that on. I will run that now. I'll be right back. Okay, so the lining's down. Now the next two steps on the machine are for tabs. If you want to put a tab on there, you can. You can put it anywhere you want. I always say that. And it's true. You can. The placement step for the tab is usually over here on this side, and I'm going to skip those because that's where I'm going to put mine anyways. But whatever you use for a tab, just make sure your raw edges are on the outside of your project. If you were running the next step, it would be a placement. You would see the little placement, and then you would take your tab or whatever you want to use and secure it with tape, and then run the next step, and it would stitch it on. The tack down will hold that on, but I'm going to skip those two steps. But you can put your tabs anywhere if you prefer them on the other side or up top, wherever you like. But I'm skipping those, and I'm just securing it down, and my raw edges are on the outside of my project. So the next step after that is the whole outline. It's going to seal the deal. I said that in my last video. I kind of liked it. Before you do that, you want to open up your zipper I do that, and then I kind of tape it so it doesn't wobble around. That one doesn't seem to be all wobbly. Some of the longer zipper pulls kind of bounce around sometimes. So now you want to grab your back piece that you made earlier, and this back piece was made a tad bit bigger than this front piece. So it leaves us a little room for error. So what you want to do is place it face down so the right sides are together, so little kitties are together, and try to line up the best you can. Now since I made the file a little bit bigger, it's okay if it's not perfect. But what I like to do is start at the bottom and kind of line up my lines down there, and then go over to the sides and see how close I am. I mean, it's hard to look and see, you know, you got things blocking. So that's why we left a little bit of room. So we don't want all those stitch lines showing. So if you get close enough, you should be good. And up here, there's plenty of room up top. There. We're going to try that and see how it works. Anyways, like I said, it's just a little bit bigger than the front, but the size of the bag is the same. So I'm going to just tape it down. I don't want it moving, because by the time I put this on my machine, you know it's going to move if you don't tape it. So I'm going to go ahead and run that next step. It's going to make the whole outline of the bag. Everything's going to be as one. Okay, so now that our front and backs are together, you see how it was just a little bit bigger, this bottom piece? So hopefully when we turn it, we don't have all those lines there. That's why we did that. So now what we want to do on the very last step is turn over to the back side of your hoop. Place your last lining piece pretty side down over the entire project, so that your linings will be right sides together. Secure it with tape. Run it. It's going to leave an opening down here at the bottom. And then I'll show you what we do from there. I will be right back. Okay. It's almost finished. So now we get to get ready to take it out of the hoop and turn it and all that fun stuff. I just like to cut my fabrics like so. And then when you cut around the project, leave the little area around the zipper a little bit longer. So when you're tugging and pulling and they don't pop out. But go ahead and cut all the way around the design, and then we'll seal it up. And when I seal it up, I use Stitch Witchery, and you just tuck in these little pieces and seal it after we turn it. But I'll show you that in a minute. Okay, so this is what it looks like after I've cut it. The zippers are a little long. You can burn those if you want. And then you just turn your project through the opening. So, whoops, I don't like bumping things. Since I made it puffy by using batting, it's just a little bit trickier. Anyways, as you're turning it out, just go ahead and try to pop those corners out and the curves as you're turning it. And then we get to turn it one more time. And then it's all exciting. So I'm going to go to my iron. I use Stitch Witchery. I'm going to tuck in these little pieces, or you can take it to your sewing machine and sew up. When I don't have the right color thread in there, but I guess it doesn't matter really on this project. But you can just tuck it in and sew that shut. I'm going to go ahead and clean up my stabilizer. We are almost done. I'll be right back. Okay, so it's all sealed up now. Now you want to open up your zipper the rest of the way and turn through the zipper. This is so exciting. I love making bags. This is my favorite step, is the finish turn. Because I'm like, ooh, what did I make? And as you're opening, just kind of push out your curves. Voila, you have a bag. Isn't it cute? Cute little kitty fabric. I think I got at the Joann's. But you have a double-sided quilted diamond bag. And did pretty good lining it up. I don't see a bunch of I probably could have moved it a little bit on there, but for the most part, it's good. Anyways, that's how you do it in the woven fabrics. Just a little bit different than we do our vinyls, but look at all these I've made. I'll probably make another one or two. I gotta make another size too, but anyways, they're fun to do, and they're turning out cute. And thanks for watching, and if you have any questions, reach out to me by email, cutethingsbyrebecca@gmail.com. The Facebook group is a way to get a hold of me if you need help or need help. That group is awesome. They're very, very helpful in there. Thanks for watching.